I find it really weird that I'm put in a position where I'm arguing in favor of having sexism in a show. Have you guys heard of Avatar the Last Airbender? I personally really, really liked the cartoon back in the day. I also enjoyed Legend of Korra. So, when I first heard of Avatar the Last Airbender getting a live action, it was the M. Night Shyamalan movie, which existed. The boulder feels conflicted. True. And a lot of live action adaptations are very hit and miss. I've heard really good things about Netflix's One Piece, but I haven't watched the anime, I haven't read the manga, and I haven't watched the live action. With Avatar the Last Airbender, I've watched that series more than once. I really liked it. Notably, one of the characters I liked the most was actually Sokka. He went from being this sexist dick into being one of the most upstanding characters in the entire show. He actually had character development. Like all the characters in the show did. And then, can you just imagine what I thought when this popped up on my Twitter timeline? Netflix's live action Avatar the Last Airbender series is toning down the sexism. Quote, "We took out the element of how sexist Sokka was. I feel like there were a lot of moments in the original show that were iffy," says Kiwo Wentio. I hope I pronounced that right. The actor for Katara. Yeah, totally adds Ian Ousley. Ian Ousley. There are things that were redirected just because it might play a little differently in live action. Variety does continue on a bit more, but I'm not really here to dive into all the different articles about it. I'm just here to give my general thoughts on it. And so far, it really seems like the development team of, like, man, it's looking good. Why can't he be sexist? That would be great. We have more issues to deal with it. But, like, the costume design is pretty goddamn on point. A lot more so than the M. Night Shyamalan movie. But they're really just getting rid of the character arc, the growth that Sokka has to go through to actually go from a character that a lot of people didn't like. He was at most comic relief. He was a sarcasm and boomerang guy. And eventually, he actually... Oh, right here. I'm not going to play the actual full-on clip. But this episode, if you recall, was where he actually gets his ass handed to him by women and then recognizes, hey, I have stuff that I can learn from them. And then they teach him. And then he actually genuinely grows as a character. And that's all first season stuff. I don't even know if they're going to get into Toph. We'll see. But there was more about this where Discussing Film put out a tweet. Netflix pushed for the decision to remove Sokka's sexism to be removed from The Last Airbender. So they're potentially keeping the sexism. I think that should be a little shaved more. That would be a lot more on point for Sokka. Unrelated note. But certain areas of Katara's character have also been removed, including quote some gender issues that didn't quite translate from the cartoon. Okay, what the fuck? Like, what are they mad about with, or what are they bothered about with Katara, where she's trying to prove herself as like a strong, confident woman in a very oppressive society? What's so bad about that? Come on, in the original show. Oh, look, they addressed the Kyoshi Warriors. Overall, Avatar is lauded for its character growth, and Sokka's development is typically called out as a strong example of it. I called that out on Twitter too. For the live action show's part, it seems as if the story will focus more on Sokka's trauma around his parents, which is a similarly important thread in the original series. I would say yeah, but Sokka's relationship with his parents wasn't fully explored into. Like, you did get some of it with his father, but he didn't really have a whole lot of stuff relating with his personal character and like his relationship to his mother. That was more of Katara's story. There are certain roles that I think Katara did in the cartoon that we didn't necessarily also do here. What do you mean by that? I mean, I don't want to really get into a lot of stuff, but some gender issues that didn't quite translate from the cartoon. So being pushed into like a okay, yeah, so they're just doing one season to the book. First season is just going to be going to the Northern Water Tribe. Yay. um Yes, quote, yeah, so we had to guard against that kind of stuff, Kim explained. And so there are things that aren't really changing a character as much as updating them a little bit. In terms of plot point, yeah, there was a lot of things that we, in the writer's room, we put down. These are the mileposts that we're going to hit. We knew there was going to be a story would begin and end. We knew where the big story would begin and end. Man, this isn't even really telling us a whole lot about what they're actually changing. But I mean, I guess they're keeping it close to the chest. And also, this gets put out to make Avatar the Last Airbender a serialized drama. Aang will not go on many detours looking for adventures like riding the elephant koi. We essentially gave him his vision, or gave him this vision of what's going to happen, and he says, I have to get to the Northern Water Tribe and stop this from happening. So, have you guys ever heard of something that's not really used a whole lot? The hero's journey, where a hero knows this is the path they need to go on, but they will stray from that path to try and be themselves. And they're just taking that away with Aang. They're taking away his adventuring, like, unironically kind of sad over the elephant koi. Oh, I haven't gotten to that segment yet, Johan. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, so I'm sorry. But yeah, it really seems like this Netflix adaptation is just missing a whole lot of what makes the character stand out, what made the series stand out to so many people, why people actually genuinely liked it. If I'm not mistaken, the OG creators of Avatar the Last Airbender, Last Airbender creative differences. Come on. Come on, I'm pretty sure the OG creators of Avatar the Last Airbender quit. Yeah, here we go. Thank you, The Verge. This came out back in August of 2020. And now we're just finding out what really were those creative differences. And I can see why the creators would be pissed that these changes are being made. Like, does Katara not have to go through her own arc of recognizing that she is a badass girl boss, and B, that doesn't mean she's like a bitch to everybody. She takes time to open up to people. Fucking Sokka went from a misogynistic dick to one of the best characters in this show. Aang had to really fight his happy-go-lucky nature until shit hit the fan and he just couldn't anymore. He really wanted to go on those adventures and he had to give those up. And then that's not even getting into the character development that is Zuko, Prince of the Fire Nation. I saw a really funny shit post that people started to see, or that people thought were true, or they thought it was like real thing. But oh, here it is. From Disbussing Films, Zuko will not chain. What the fuck? Ah, it looks like stream dropped for a second. Zuko will not chase Aang in Netflix's Avatar the Last Airbender series. The Prince of the Fire Nation will instead focus on, quote, working through his parental trauma through cognitive behavioral therapy and self-help podcasts. I found this to be really funny. There was also one about how Ozai is no longer going to give Zuko his scar because we can't be seen depicting parents be bad parents or some shit. But then they're also going to like do the full on or they're doing a depiction of the Air Nomads genocide. They're showing that in the Netflix Last Airbender. Like, you can't show sexism. God forbid characters be sexist or be whimsical, adventurous little dudes, but show them genocide. Show the peaceful people getting murdered. I do not have high hopes for Avatar the Last Airbender. I honestly, or Netflix's Avatar the Last Airbender. I don't know if I'm actually going to watch it. I might check out an episode or two just to see if it's as bad as I think it will be. Yeah, it's... Man, these live action stuff are so hit and miss. Can't be worse than the Shyamalan film. I heard the One Piece live action show was surprisingly good. Yeah, I heard that the One Piece one was surprisingly good. So it's weird that it's so different with Avatar. But I mean, I guess different development teams, I guess. Oh my god, if we got like Bryan Cranston as Tenzin in live action Korra, that would be amazing. Or actually J.K. Simmons. Unironically, I would love to see J.K. Simmons play live action Tenzin. To be fair, also One Piece needed to be truncated due to its length. I mean, yeah, One Piece is one of the longest running series ever. It's just been going for so goddamn long. Avatar's way more tightly paced in comparison. I can see that. Yeah, I don't know why they're making these specific changes. I think the sexism change is, uh, I guess, a shallow appeal to liberalism without understanding the actual gravity of what they're doing, I guess. I find it really weird that I'm put in a position where I'm arguing in favor of having sexism in a show. Like, ideally, we'd all not want sexism, right? Because sexism bad. But I think it's just so fucking great to have a character that goes from, wow, this guy's a misogynistic cunt, into the type of character that's like, if anything happens to him, I'm quoting Brooklyn Nine-Nine, by the way, if anything happens to them, I will kill everyone in this room and myself. That's a meme. Don't ban me. Like, unironically, one of the Sokka became banned. Sokka became one of the most loved characters because he actually grew as a person. And then when people see that changing in the characters, that growth, they feel like they're growing alongside that character and grow attached to them. But they could have just changed the timeline in which Sozin's comic comes from 1 year to however long the show goes on for. I mean, yeah, there's a whole lot of creative changes they could make. My thing with the Shyamalan movie, it makes sense why they had to cut down so much of the stuff only for it to only be a movie of the first book of Avatar. But when they're doing like a full on live action series and season 1 is going to be book 1 from Avatar the Last Airbender, why are they cutting it down? Sexism and the like is fine if you use it to help a character grow. Yeah. Who's going to be Uncle Iroh? I don't know. Netflix Avatar Iroh. Bro, is that actually going to be him? I need this to be real. I really like this actor. I don't even know what their name is, but I have seen them in Mandalorian and what was the other Star Wars thing they were in? But I think he would do a great Iroh. Okay, so series saved. Okay, dude's name I believe is Daniel Day Kim. Oh no, that's somebody else. I don't know who Daniel Day Kim is, but they're Ozai. So wait, Johnny, are you kidding me? That dude was Johnny Gat? Oh, okay. Daniel Day Kim is Johnny Gat. Okay. Like, I'm clicking on pictures of the dude playing Iroh. Oh, here's first look at live action Iroh. Like, this costume design is on point. Here's how Ozai and Azula looks so young. Wow. Oh, is that the dude that stabs the moonfish? Cool. And there's Zuko. Man, this is so frustrating to me. Because, like, aesthetically, look at the Fire Nation soldiers. The costumes. It looks so god. Admiral Zhao, thank you. That's what his name was. Oh, it's right there in the description. But hearing how they're not understanding the story and what the important parts of that story were, it just makes me so sad. Oh my god. Yeah, the costume design looked spot on. But then they just don't understand the character. Oh my god. I want it to be good, but all the story changes sound like bad. Honestly, I don't. From what I've heard of the changes for the live action, I don't think they would handle Azula's mental break at the end of the series. I don't think they would do it well. I'm so worried about that. Visually, it's going to look good. Story wise, I have very, very low hopes. Thanks for watching. Like it if you like it, dislike if you didn't. Let me know in the comments why you think I'm wrong. Check out the community on Discord. And remember, if you can't be the sharpest tool in the shed, you can always be the hoe. Just want to take a quick second and thank my beeps who have joined the channel. So thank you to Joestar and Maxi Kitty.